actually started when I was a teenager. So I got into supplements pretty early on because my older brother was getting into, bodybuilding, amateur, just going to the gym, lifting weights, and he started getting into the whole protein powders. And then I started following along because I looked up to my big brother at the time, and I wanted to get big. And so I noticed that when I started getting into like testosterone boosting supplements, because I had done some research at the time, in high school, the thought of shredding your body and getting yoked that was the thing in high school. So I was looking into testosterone boosters, and I noticed that when I took them, my hair would shed more, and I didn't like that. And so I looked in, and that led into a theory of, okay, so what causes hair shedding with increased testosterone? And that got me into dihydrotestosterone, which is a byproduct of testosterone. And that causes hair loss. I'm like, okay, well, why would testosterone convert into DHT? So then I looked into what prevents that, and I got into things like saw palmetto, and that worked for a while to prevent the hair shedding. And then eventually it just led me to zinc. And then I liked the zinc answer because zinc is an essential nutrient. Saw palmetto, herbs, and things like that, they're just herbs. They're not necessarily, they might contain essential things, but they might not necessarily themselves be essential. And I wanted to get down to the very, core reason, like, why am I losing my hair? Um, and my older brother was going bald too, and my little brother was losing hair. And so I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to do anything I can to figure it out. And that led me into, zinc, and biotin and other things. And this was, again, just to fix my hair. And then I stopped the hair loss. But then after a while, I started taking zinc, and it would make me throw up. And I thought, that's weird because it's been making me feel great up until now. So, the common solution and the logical solution is you don't need any more zinc. You've taken plenty, you have too much. But then I went to go get a hormone test because I wasn't feeling better. Like, I wasn't feeling like a high testosterone guy. I was just feeling kind of like I was masking the problem by taking zinc, but it wasn't fixing the problem. Because I would stop taking zinc and I would immediately lose my body composition again immediately, and things would start, spiraling again in my emotions. But it progressively got worse as I got older. Like, my emotional status would get worse and worse, and I eventually got a hormone test with a naturopath, back when I was like 20 or 21, and it revealed that my estradiol levels were like really high, the levels of what they would expect from a senior. And but
Your estradiol,
Yeah,
like
estradiol.
estrogen.
Sorry, I probably said that incorrectly. Estradiol, whatever the estrogen byproduct is of the body, it was really high, and then but my testosterone was also really high. So they're like, you're producing a lot of these hormones that are like causing you a little bit of femininity here, but you're also producing a lot of testosterone. So it's kind of balancing out, is what they said. I don't remember. It was so long ago, but that sparked me to question. I was like, okay, so all this research I've done about zinc says that zinc's supposed to block the aromatase enzyme activity from being too active, and I shouldn't be producing all this estrogen. Why isn't it working? And so I theorized that something was blocking my zinc, and I looked up. I probably found like an article or three or four that said iron, copper, and zinc all compete for absorption. And so I theorized that that may mean also that iron and copper also block zinc storage sites. And that's where the theory kind of began. That whole theory kind of evolved from age 17 up into like my early 20s, to where I was pretty sure that that was the reason, because I started taking copper to balance zinc, and that worked for like a day. And then I got worse and way worse and way worse, and it just wasn't helping. And so I figured, okay, copper's the issue, but how do I get copper out? And then it led into all these different nutritional supplement theories, testing and trialing probably every day for years, and doing it incorrectly, but learning and recording every time what happened to my body.